So hi, welcome to another Shopify dev related video. This video was requested by a subscriber that would like to build a Shopify app for generating invoice after the order has been marked as delivered. So I will go to screen and I will show you the end result so you can know what to expect from this tutorial. So currently this is the app that's currently for generating the invoice. So it will be a basic Shopify app. We're not like doing any database or anything. It will be just using the meta field to store the invoice design. So currently this is how you can make the design. For example, you can import the business name, the address, all the information, and also you can preview it right now. So you can preview the invoice. It will look something like this. And this is the preview. So let's start and building this application. So let's open up the terminal. So it will be Shopify dev. And let's git clone. And this one will be invoice PDF generator. So let's run npm run dev. Let's create a new one. It will be order invoice. And let's use a demo store. And let's click on P so we can install the app and preview it. So let's install the app. So currently we have the app installed, everything is ready. So the first thing that I will do is to connect the webhook and create a new one. So if you go to the Shopify Webhooks, I will be using the Shopify order fulfilled webhook, this one, when the order has been marked as fulfilled. And here we can just go and copy the name. I will go and duplicate the tab and open Visual Studio Code. Let's zoom a bit. And here we can go to the XAML file, and here we will be just adding a new subscription for webhook, and the topic it will be orders fulfilled, and the URL it will be app/orders fulfilled. So we can just go to the route, and I will just go, and it will be webhooks dot order dash webhook dash fulfilled dot tsx. And here I will be just copying the content of the scope one. It will be an action, so I will just return as JSON. And also let's log the payload. We don't need the session. So currently we create the webhook route that will be handle this event, but currently because we add the topic order, we need to have access scope for order. Currently we only have write product. We don't need write product for this to work. We just need read order. So let's update the scope. So update the scope and the webhook. So we can just go back to the terminal and run npm run Shopify app deploy. So we can deploy the new changes to the app that is linked on the Shopify partner account. So currently we have access scope and the webhook updated, so we can just release this new version. And the version cannot be created because we need approval for protected customer data. So we can just click on this link, and I will select protected customer data. This will be for the app functionality, and I will make sure that it's saved. I will leave it as draft, but when you are like applying to make the application public to the Shopify App Store, you need to fill all the information. And also I need because currently I just have access to the customer data, but I don't have access to the email that I will be sending to the customer. So when the order has been marked as fulfilled, I need to get the email so I can generate the invoice and send it over the email. So I will be using the email field. So I will, the reason it will be for the app functionality. So it's currently marked as saved. So we can just go back and release this new version. So currently the version has been released. So we can just go and relaunch the app. And it should prompt us to update the scope because we update the scope. So it will lead to another screen so we can update the scope. So automatically updated, and just click on P. And as you can see, we need to update the scope. So currently we have updated the scope. We don't have any order, but currently we have the webhook done and the scope is done. So currently let's build the UI for customizing the UI. I will not go over the detail for each part because it will make the video longer. I will just go quicker to make this video shorter. So, and you will have access to the full GitHub repo at the end, so you can just check out the video description. So here we can just go to the route. I will go to the app index, which is the index page, and we don't need any of that right now. So we can just remove all the action data, and also similar for this one. And you don't have to copy paste. You don't have to follow everything. You can just copy paste from the GitHub URL that I will be leaving in the description. And also we need to install a package. Currently it will be React PDF. This is the one that we'll be using to be able to preview the PDF over the browser, and also will be the same one that we'll be using to render the PDF on the server so we can send it over the email. It will be as an attachment to the email. So let's currently install React PDF render, and also later on we'll be using Node Miller, so let's install it also while doing that, because Node Miller, it will be the package that will be needed to be able to add the mailer functionality so we can send email. And let's add also the type. So let's go back to the page, and I will just copy and paste the code, and I will explain it to you. So I will just remove this one because it's currently not being made. And let's add the type for the invoice. So we will create a new folder. It will be called type. And it will have the PDF settings. So currently we have everything. So if we just go back and refresh the page, we can see the invoice design and the invoice preview. So currently you can just have the business name, let's say for example Yalla. Yalla Let's Code, which is the name of my podcast. Kinitra, Morocco. Let's leave it blank. This one, my email address. And here it will be, let's make it demo, or let's make it Yalla. And the term, thank you. I don't have any term of condition. And the footer, thank you for supporting the podcast. Let's save it as a template, update the preview. So currently nothing it will show up in the preview because we didn't build the component that will have the preview component, like the PDF component. So let's save the template. So it's currently being saved, but it's currently not saved in a database. I will show you where is this one is saved. So currently this is the index page. So we have the loader, that this one which will load the default and the saved invoice template settings from the meta field from the shop level field. So it will be the namespace, it will be invoice customizer, and the key it will be settings, it will be a JSON. So we'll be loading that as default if we already have something saved. And we have the action that will be just grabbing the shop ID that we'll be using as the owner for the meta field, and we'll be just saving that as a JSON string for the same meta field. And here we have all the settings in a use state. You can use React's hook forum. This one just to give you an idea about how you can build it. It's not following the best practice in terms of a production ready application. It's just a proof of concept or a starting point to be able to get you started in building this invoice app, because you might need to have a database instead of storing the data in a meta field. And here we have the page components. We have the invoice in our layout section. For the one half of the page, we will have all the company information, for example, the business name, the address, the phone number. And we will have the other component, which will be the invoice preview, and it will be have this component memoized, which is the PDF preview. It currently does not have anything because we will be building the component that will be render the PDF right now. So currently you already know how the page is built. So let's go to the app and create a new folder. I will call it template, and this one it will be, let's have it invoice.tsx, and this one it will be the React PDF render. So if we go to React PDF, we can just create a PDF in this format, in a React format. So we can just copy and paste that, and just let's export invoice PDF. And we can go here. This is the PDF component from React PDF. I will just go here and just import invoice PDF. And if we go back to the page, click on preview, you will see section 1 and section 2, which is the one that we already have in the invoice PDF. So this one and this one. But because of the time is not enough for this video, I will just copy and paste this one. So here we have the invoice. Currently it will have the invoice PDF, which is, let's make it the same one. The invoice PDF is currently have a props, which is the invoice PDF props, that will have the team and the customer data. If the customer data is not found, we'll be using some dummy data currently. So we can just go back, and here I will have the previous settings, so I can just paste it here. And here we can just go back, and you can see that we have a PDF right now. So currently this is Yalla Let's Code. So maybe let's make it Yalla Let's Code podcast. And here let's update the preview, and also we can just click on this one and go here. As you can see here, this is Yalla Let's Code podcast. This is the address, the customer detail, and this is just a simple data. So currently we have the first part of which is building the invoice PDF settings, PDF customizer. So we can just go back to the GraphQL, and you can just run shop. Let's grab it from here instead. So it's this one, this GraphQL query. As you can see here, this is where we store the data about the PDF. So currently we have the business name, the address, everything, and we are just passing it as a props to the PDF template that we created. So you can just use it to be able to preview, and we should be using the same to be able to render that in the server side, so we can generate a PDF and send an email to the customer. So the first part is done. It's creating the invoice PDF template customizer, so people or the Shopify store owner can customize the settings for the obvious thing for in Invoice. And as I mentioned before, everything that we done for today episode, for today video, it will be in the description of this video, so you can just go to the GitHub repo and clone it yourself. So currently we make the invoice right now, so let's also work on the webhook that will be handling that. So currently we can just go to the webhook. So currently in the webhook we have the payload, so we can just check the payload from the webhook. This is how the payload will looks like. So currently we have all the data about the total and everything that we need for the invoice. But first of all, we need to grab the admin and we need to grab the meta field so we can get the information about the invoice template. So currently with what we done here, so let's import settings and this will be a type. And here what we done here, it will just import the stuff that we already have in the preview for the Shopify app, and we just get all the settings for the invoice template, and also we get in the currency that the customer or the Shopify store owner use, so we can have that in the invoice. And here we are getting the invoice prop that will be passed into the PDF template that we created. So currently we have the order from the payload, and also you can just remove this one and go to the payload and rename this one to order instead of payload. And here let's console order instead. So we have the props. So currently we have the business name that we are getting from the settings. We are getting the invoice name prefix from the settings, everything that we need from the settings, and also from the payload. And also make sure that you already enable the one for the email meta field in the protected customer data, because we'll be needing that right now, for example, for the email that we'll be using to be able to send to the customer. So currently we have the invoice prop that will be passing to the React PDF renderer that we can generate a PDF from that. And here we need to render the PDF on the server side, so we can just, I will be using the render to stream from the PDF renderer, and also import PDF template. And here we will have a PDF buffer that will be using to be able to have it as an attachment for the email that will be sent in. So the next step, it will be to create an email client that we can use to be able to send. So currently I already been using Mailhook for local development, so you can just go and set up Mailhook on your end, and I will be using NodeMailer that we already installed before. So I will go to the app and will create a new folder. It will be called services, and here I will be have mail.ts, and in this mail.ts will be just a simple NodeMailer server. So it will be a creation at dev client and the production one. So if the node environment is development, it will be using the dev client. If not, it will be using the prod, and you can use wherever server you would like to use for production. You can use SendGrid, like everything that you would like to use. And here I will just go back to the order fulfilled webhook, and here I will just copy and I will import mailer client that we just set up. So the email will be sent from my email, which is contact@eshaddad, to order.email, which is the customer email, and the subject will be the invoice is ready for the order name, and the text will be just simple text. You can also get like have a option to be able to customize the email that will be sent to the customer, and also you can build a fully fledged email template customizer and also invoice customizer, so the people will have more option to be able to choose like the design of the email and the PDF. And also we'll add the invoice that we generate as an attachment, and also you can upload it to an S3 bucket, for example, and have it as a link, so people can have a button in the email to be able to download the PDF, or you can have it as an attachment. So I prefer to have it as an attachment because I don't want to have like a setup a servers for able to upload a file to S3, because it will make the video longer. So currently we have the node mailer. It will be sending the email to the customer, and we will have the PDF as an attachment. So currently everything is working as expected. So we can just go back, and I will create a new draft order. Let's make it order, mark as paid. So we have the first order, so we can just go and fulfill the item. I don't need to send a notification to customer, so the order has been fulfilled. And here we have, after marking the order as fulfilled, we receive our invoice. So currently the invoice has been ready. We are just having a plain text, and I will, because I think Mailhook doesn't support attachment, so I can just click on download. It will download the email, and if we click on it, it will show up something like this at the end of the customer. So it will be, this is the invoice. So this is the invoice that the customer received for the order. So we can just go back to the order, which is this one, the multi-managed snowboard. So currently we have the payment method as bogus. The order is this one. This is the one, and you can see that the bill to the customer have undefined value. I can show you why. So if you go back to the Shopify partner account, you will go to protected customer field, and let's go and select address, the shipping and the address field. It will be this one. It will be for the up functionality. We can just save that, because currently it will always return null value for that, even if you have like some actual value in the order. So we can just go back, and I will just mark this one as unfulfilled. So unfulfilled. Refresh the page and mark this one as fulfilled. So it's really important to have that enabled, because you will always receive undefined value for the shipping or the billing address. So we receive the second message or email from our end, and this one we just need to do the same thing. And here we have the new invoice. So it will have the city. This one is for the province, because I don't have the province set for this order. It will be return null, but you can make sure that this one will not show up. And you will have the postal code, the city that we already have in the checkout, and the country and the email that we use for sending email. This is the invoice that has been generated using our app, but this is just a proof of concept for the request from the subscriber, and you will need to have some way to be able to store the invoice, for example a database, or you can use a third-party integration like a Zoho box or something like this to be able to store the invoice, because storing the invoice will be important to the customer, so they can track all the accounting stuff. And that will be it for this video. I hope you find it useful, and I hope the subscriber find it helpful for what they would like to build. And let me know if you have any question, any comment about anything that I mentioned in this video publishing. And thank you so much.